off outfits.
Yeah, exactly.
Please welcome to the stage Witt, Man on the Streets.
Wait till I get my money right.
Can I hold this? So guys, first of all, we got to put the rumors to rest. I'm not black, okay? I've used that joke for every 3 BLEXITs I've talked at, so I hope it's still hitting. It's great to be here with all of you guys. First, a huge shout out to Candace and all of you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a crazy world that we're living in now, isn't it? Where these people, the left wants to tell these Mexicans that they are token Mexicans, that they have internalized racism. One of the stupidest things I've ever heard. This is what happens when you're not offended by what the left tells you that you're supposed to be offended about, right? I did another video where I went to California State University, Northridge. You have any Californians in here? Yes? I'm sorry, don't cheer, okay? It's the wrong response, don't cheer. We went to California State University, Northridge, and I was with someone who you'll hear from in a little bit, Mike, and I dressed up as a Native American, and he was a black pilgrim. And we went for Thanksgiving, giving out pumpkin pie and trying to talk to people about what they're thankful for. And whenever you go to a university in California, it never goes as planned, and everything went downhill. So a university professor at the university, right, an actual teacher, brought her entire class out. It was like a field trip of 30 students to come and yell at us, yell death threats at us, and then they eventually chased us off campus, and they ripped off my costume. They were incredibly hostile, did not want to hear any different point of view. And so after this happened to me and Mike, I thought this was incredibly strange. So I decided to put these ideas to the test. And so I drove 900 miles with my cameraman to the Navajo Indian Reservation in Window Rock, Arizona, to see exactly what they thought about it. And it's basically exactly as you would expect. Not one of them was offended by cultural appropriation. Not one of them was offended by the Washington Redskins name. And not one of them wanted other people to get offended for them on their behalf. One of them told me, we live in a culture and a society where becoming outraged is a recreational pastime. This is what they actually believe. But the left wants to tell them that that's not what they should believe, and that they're being represented in the wrong way, that they're being oppressed, right? Also, I don't know if you guys, I changed into this like right before this. I thought it would be fun. I hope no one's offended by it. Or you shouldn't be, then it would ruin my whole speech. But nowadays, people are going to college, and they are coming out stupider than when they went in. Yes. I only did 2 years at university until I couldn't take it anymore, and I went and worked for Turning Point USA first, and now Prager University to help change this country. Yes. And you can see exactly what is going on in these places, these indoctrination camps as they really are. To be offended by cultural appropriation, you have to go to university. No one is born seeing me in a sombrero and a mustache and getting offended by that. That is something that has to be taught. Leftist professors are teaching their students how terrible America is, how racist white people are, and above all else, my culture is not your damn prom dress, which is made even more funny when you realize that 80% of college professors are actually white. Virtue signaling academics are teaching impressionable college students what to think instead of how to think, in turn creating an entire generation of young people who think that getting triggered is the norm, who need their safe spaces. So what does all this mean? All these white leftists getting offended, white liberals getting offended. It really means that white leftists are the most racist people in America. They think that their virtue signaling antics are protecting minorities, when in reality it undermines them. Black people are being oppressed in America. We need to defend them as white liberals. Let's go tell white people they can't have braids. That'll show everyone we're not racist, right? No. Of course not. It's actually the exact opposite. Black people aren't asking you to get offended for them. You're doing this so that other white people around you will think that you're woke. But let me tell you something, white leftists. There is nothing woke about caring about the feelings of black people when you then turn around and advocate for the same programs and policies that have kept black people down in America for decades. And the left has duped people with their ideas, okay? I believe that every single person is born a conservative. Everybody is born a conservative, maybe a little libertarian, but born a conservative, okay? I was in an Uber driver, this was a little while ago, and I was in a suit, I look nice, and my Uber driver, she's a Hispanic woman, and she says, oh, you look nice, like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm like a political personality. This is in Los Angeles, mind you. And she says, oh my God, that's so great that we have young people out there getting Trump out of office. Thank you. And I'm just like, yeah, dude, for sure. But I get to talking to her. I don't usually talk politics with my Uber drivers because they find out I'm a Trump supporter and they'll take one swerve and there's one less Trump supporter out there. But I'm talking with her and I find out all of her ideas. And she was against the welfare state, she wanted fathers in the homes, she was against affirmative action, and she was a school teacher when she wasn't an Uber driver, and she didn't want transgender bathrooms to be built in her school. And it was like every single value that this woman had was a conservative value, it was a conservative left or right-wing value. But she had believed that she needed to hate Trump, that she hated Republicans. But it's like all those things that she talks about are the same things that Trump exactly wants for this country. And this is how the left has duped people into believing that they're actually leftists. But most people are actually conservatives, they just don't know it. And thinking about something like affirmative action, I mean, it sounds like a great idea, I guess, but it's racist all the way through. It's basically saying to black people, Hispanics, oh, you're not as smart as white people, so we're going to give you a leg up so you can actually make it. Is that not racism? That's exactly what racism is. But you know why African Americans and Hispanics aren't in the same positions as white people? Because of the economic oppression the left and the Democrats have put on them for the last 60 years. You get rid of the welfare state and you fix the schools in these communities, you won't need affirmative action. You know, a study came out that shows that actually when Democrats talk to minorities, they dumb down their speech. They dumb down their speech so minorities can understand them. Is that not racist? Think about Ocasio-Cortez and that speech that she just had. Apparently she's got an accent now. Very convincing, AOC. Or someone like Hillary Clinton, our favorite politician. Lock her up. But someone like Hillary Clinton, she gets asked, you know, what's one thing you always keep in your purse, Hillary Clinton? Oh, hot sauce. Hot sauce, I always keep hot sauce in my purse. You guys don't? Right? This is pandering. This is pandering to try and get votes, and this is what the left does. This is how they get minorities' votes, by pandering to them. People like Hillary Clinton, who have time and time again put their own wealth and fortune above minority issues, don't suddenly get a free pass because they say, I keep hot sauce in my purse. It's insulting to black people, and it's honestly just disrespectful. The main message, let me start with, I'll tell you a little story. When I became a conservative, I haven't always been a conservative. I was in high school, I actually ended up working for this Democrat senator, mostly to impress this girl who I knew. But I was also on the left. I thought Obama was pretty cool, so I wasn't that smart either. But everything changed once I went to college. I went to CU Boulder. I was an English major, worthless degree. And I remember in my sociology class, my TA, there's a black girl sitting next to me, and she points at me and says, you are oppressing this girl because of the color of your skin, because of your white privilege, right? And this black girl, she's looking at me and she's like, I don't know what's going on. This is like really awkward for me. And it was like, I didn't feel like I was oppressing this girl, and she didn't feel like I was oppressing her. But this white TA at a $50,000 a year university gets to come and tell me that I'm oppressing someone. This is exactly how you create a victim culture in America. And so the main message that I want to get across to you guys today is that these white leftists, these liberals, these politicians who claim to have your best interests at heart really don't. And they are using you, as sad as it is to say. They're using you for their own selfish gain. They champion minority struggles as their own to make themselves feel better and virtue signal. But in reality, they know nothing about what's going on in your guys' communities. The left has used minorities for votes for too long, and it's time to end that. But you know who does care? Conservatives. Conservatives care, and Donald Trump cares. Yes. Because conservatives understand that when you succeed, everybody succeeds. Conservatives are the party of America. They're the party of patriotism. And we realize that the only way for our country to be the best is for every single person living in it to be the best. And so I'm going to end with this, is that you guys are here today and you're going to hear from some more amazing speakers. You've heard from Candace and Dinesh already. And why would you be here if it wasn't to take this information that you've learned and spread it out in your communities as much as you can? For you Californians out there who have seen that state, who know what that state is like in San Francisco. I was there a few months ago, and I'm out, and it's a nice area in San Francisco, and there's a homeless man. He's naked, and he's got a needle, syringe of some sort, and he's dancing around high on drugs. And I'm like to the police, like, are you going to do anything? And they're like, no, it's just another Tuesday morning in San Francisco. I'm like, oh, okay. This is what could be, that could be Dallas. That could be anywhere in the world if leftism takes a hold. We've already seen what has happened to Europe. But this is what is going to happen if we don't stand up as conservatives and fight back against fight for what we believe in. So to all of you guys out there, you are going to lose friends for the values that you have. People are going to hate you, but that is part of the bargain, because our values are the values that are going to continue to make America great. What defines every American is not the color of their skin, but the ideas that they hold. And the left has manipulated those ideas into a never-ending struggle to tear down America and keep minorities down forever. It's time for all of us to bring this country back. Thank you, everyone.